Hey YouTube, this is Alexander, and today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the OnePlus 2. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Now, the OnePlus 2 is a follow-up to the somewhat controversially handled yet successful flagship killer, the OnePlus One. Now, the OnePlus One was a beastly phone at a low price, originally starting at $299, later being discounted to $249 when it was launched last year, and it continues to be a beastly device. But the notorious invite system made getting the device pretty difficult, and a few of OnePlus's marketing strategies weren't too favored by consumers. But it didn't stop the OnePlus One from being one of the best flagship devices you could buy last year, especially because of its relatively low unlocked and off-contract price, if you could get your hands on one. But this year, its successor is packing an even better deal, at least on paper. So since OnePlus is a smaller company, they've handled marketing the OnePlus 2 in a very interesting yet strategic way, I think. Basically, they're slowly trickling out specs of the OnePlus 2 week by week to ensure that the buzz surrounding the OnePlus 2 doesn't die out by the time they've announced and launched the device. And some may feel that it's kind of annoying, but I happen to think it's quite clever because it means that they'll get the press coverage they need without spending a ton of money on marketing and advertising, something like maybe HTC or Samsung might do. Now, one of the reasons I'm particularly interested in the OnePlus 2 and maybe not so much the Samsung Galaxy S6 or S6 Edge or the HTC One M9 or anything like that, any of the other flagships, is because I was really pleased with the OnePlus One considering the low price point. That's what made me want to get it, is the bang for buck. So I'm super stoked for the OnePlus 2. If you guys want to know exactly what I think about the OnePlus One, since I've been using it for my daily driver on and off, even over my Nexus 6, and in fact it's my daily driver right now. But yeah, if you guys want to know more about it or what I think, you guys can watch my full video review, which will be there'll be a card somewhere right around here up in the top right hand corner of your screen, I believe, and a link down below if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, I think it's a really awesome device that works really well, and I haven't really had many major problems with it, so that's why I'm super excited for the OnePlus 2. Now, as far as specs are concerned on the OnePlus 2, it's confirmed to support a Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 version 2.1 processor, USB Type-C, which in and of itself is a really awesome standard. Basically, it's sort of like a lightning cable where you can plug it in either way, but for devices that use a micro USB. So for Android phones, it's on the new MacBook, the small one that costs like $1,300, not the Air or the Pro, just the MacBook. It's also on the Chromebook Pixel. It's got two of them, and it seems like a really cool standard for phones because, like I mentioned, you can plug it in either way, which is nice when you're in a rush for a couple minutes of extra juice, or you're in the dark, maybe at night trying to plug in your phone. But also it's got a couple cool features where you can use your device to charge another device, so you don't really need an external battery pack all the time. Say I got my Nexus 7 with me and I want to give this guy some juice, I can go ahead and plug in one end on each and it can go ahead and actually charge another device. So that's just part of the coolness of USB Type-C, so I'm super excited for that standard to roll out, and hopefully more devices get on the USB Type-C train so that we can have that standard across the board, no matter what device you buy. But anyway, back to the specs. So it's also going to support a fingerprint scanner and 4 gigabytes of LPDDR4 RAM, which is just next-gen stuff. It's really cool. So basically, DDR4 is a lot faster than DDR3, so it's going to help with multitasking. And if there is dual window support in Android M, which will reach the OnePlus 2 eventually via Oxygen OS, then that should be able to breeze through it, hopefully. Also, the 4 gigs is going to help to future-proof it, so if you didn't upgrade to the OnePlus 3 or whatever the successor to the OnePlus 2 is named, then you'll still be able to feel comfortable that your device is going to be able to compete with future devices because it got that 4 gigs of DDR4 RAM, which is really cool, so it's nice that they're throwing that in there. It's also going to support a 3300 mAh battery, which is really nice. So to put that in perspective, the OnePlus One currently has a 3100 mAh battery, and it's able to last me an entire day, no problem, and even into a second day. And the Nexus 6, on the other hand, has a 3220 mAh battery, and as you can see, the size difference is a little bit noticeable. It's definitely bigger here on the Nexus 6. It's a bigger body anyway, but the battery isn't too much bigger, and I do have problems making it through an entire day sometimes. So hopefully with an even bigger battery by about 200 milliamp hours, they'd be able to go ahead and make battery life even better. Maybe even 2 days full on medium to heavy usage. That would be awesome, and I wouldn't doubt that they'd be able to do that, but it's something that we'll have to wait and see. I'm just super excited for the bigger battery, but they've also said that the chassis or the body of the phone is going to be smaller than the OnePlus One. So Think about it, you're getting a bigger battery in a smaller body, which is really awesome. So I'm really excited to see what battery life is like. Hopefully they keep it at 1080p display so it can last for 2 days for sure. But if they decide to bump it up to 1440, I'm sure it wouldn't have a problem lasting an entire day and maybe a day and a half. Anyway, I'm just super stoked for the bigger battery because we're always looking for juice. And I'd be really excited if I didn't have to look for it as often. Now, all of that is going to be rolled up into a nice package for less than $450. So take that off contract, unlocked, no obligations, $450, you're done. That's a really good deal, relatively speaking. Considering other devices like the Galaxy S6 can go up to $600 to $700 plus, and you're getting really good specs, but for almost half the price. So it's definitely something I'm excited for in terms of price. Now on paper, the specs seem to be pretty beastly and I'm sure it will be a well-performing device, but OnePlus decided to stick with the invite system, unfortunately, which means that they might have problems supplying the demand that they get for the phone like they did with the original OnePlus One, which means it might take longer to get the phone, so that's definitely a bummer. But on the other hand, they're going to have different style swap backs, or they're going to continue having style swap backs. So they basically had the bamboo back that you could buy for a little while and then it went out of stock and they never replaced it. And then they recently brought to the store the silk white and the sandstone black back, so you could actually change them out. These are just shells. You can basically just change out the back, which is really cool if you're someone like me who likes to use a skin and you sometimes like to use different skins, but you don't want to have to peel off the skin and put another one on. So you can basically just take off the shell, put a new one on, put the skin on, and then you'd be able to just switch shells for switching skins. It's really cool, and I'm excited to see what they do with the OnePlus 2 as far as shells go, or back plates, or style swap covers, however you want to put that. But I hope they bring them in more textures and colors so you can kind of spice up your device how you like it. That would be really cool in terms of customization. Now, all that stuff is really cool and interesting, but perhaps the most interesting thing to me that they've announced so far is the way that they're going to go about their keynote. So they've launched something like Google Cardboard, and it's dubbed OnePlus Cardboard, and basically they're going to allow people to watch their keynote in virtual reality. I'm not exactly sure how it'd be. Maybe like you're in the audience watching them on stage as if you're there. That would be really cool. It might be kind of weird at the same time. It's definitely unique. It's something that I'm excited to try. I have my OnePlus Cardboard and I've been using it and have some family members been using it and friends. And it seems like a really cool thing, so I'm super excited to see how that would work. Now, if you unfortunately don't have a cardboard, they are going to have a method where you can watch it without VR. So if you weren't lucky enough to get in on their free cardboard deal that happened, I think last week or the week before, don't fret because you can still watch it without VR, which is pretty nice. Oh, and that keynote is going to be live on July 27th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So overall, I'm pretty pumped for the OnePlus 2 because I really enjoyed the OnePlus One, and I'm still enjoying it, as you can see. I mean, it's my daily driver. But that's pretty much going to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe down there for more. And if you guys have any thoughts about the OnePlus 2, be sure to leave them down below in the comment section, and I'd love to go ahead and read through them. Again, there'll be a link down below for my full video review. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.